Hello Stampers! I've got a spring type card for you today. I just think it's lovely when you use those bright greens and you have a nice light sky in the background. I put just a note on it, but you could do happy birthday, thinking of you, thank you, anything on this type of card that just has a scene. So are you ready to make a scene with me? Let's get going. So we're going to start with our main panel today. And this is a basic white panel, and we're going to cut two of these, and it's 3 3/4 by 5. One will go on the inside, and this is our outside main panel here. I punched a 3/4 inch circle out of the sticky part of a double layer of Post-it notes. So that is what I'm going to use for my sun. Now that this is a retired punch, but I'm sure that you could find a 3/4 inch or even an inch or a 1/2 inch. So your sun doesn't have to be the same size as mine. You can do a little bigger, a little smaller, just whatever you have on hand. So mine is 3/4 inch, and I have it placed on my white cardstock here. Now you can find all the dimensions for this card down below this video. Just click show more and you'll see them all down there, along with all the links to the products that I used. So we're going to start with our mask, and I'm using the Grove dies today. I just love this die set. It's a beautiful set. I have some that I've cut out. This has the deer and trees and such, but we're going to be using this piece here, and I die cut it out of basic black, and I just use this as a template. So it's like a mask for me. So I just keep it with my dies. I don't have to recut it anytime I want to use it. So you can use it over and over and over again. So we're going to use it today. And I'm going to place it on my cardstock here. And I'm just kind of looking, I'm lining it up with the top. I just kind of want to make sure that my design's kind of square on here. I don't want my trees like leaning or anything like that, so kind of give that a look. You can tape this down. I think I might use some Post-it notes and see if that'll hold it in place for me. There, I think that's good. And that's something that won't actually stick and tear the paper. Okay, so we're going to start in the middle. Now make sure your sun mask is where you want it before you get going. I kind of like it peeking out from the trees there. I'm starting with Petal Pink today and a blending brush. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to blend this. I'm going to sit that on that side, I think. I'm going to blend this all down the center of our scene here. Now you want a nice, good bit of color here. You don't want it too light. Don't want it to get lost. Okay, I just love that Petal Pink for spring. So there is our Petal Pink, and then it's going right across that sun mask there. Next I'm going to bring in Balmy Blue. And I'm going to use this on the other areas of our scene, and I'm going to go into that Petal Pink just a little bit. You don't want like a white line in between the two of them, right? I'm using a circular motion with my blending brush. This is Balmy Blue. Balmy Blue and Petal Pink. Gorgeous. Now my mask moved a little bit. I just want to make sure that I get it lined back up. There we go. Sometimes it's just easier holding it. Okay, so then we're going to do the top two. All those leafy areas, they need color. So we have blue, Petal Pink, and blue. Okay, there we have that. Now I'm going to remove this. I'm going to take that sun mask off. And I'm going to place my mask back on. It's very easy to line back up. So then I'm going to line it back up, and I'm going to bring that Petal Pink back out again. You may just be able to get away with just the remnants that's left on your blending brush. And I'm just going to blend over that sun just to give it some color, and that will also put that tree so it looks like it's in front of your sun. Okay? Otherwise you look like you have a big hole in your sun, so see how that throws it behind it. So there's our sun in the scene. And now I just want some green in my scene. We're done with our mask for now. So I'm going to bring in some olive, old olive. And we're going to go ahead and add some olive in these leafy parts of our tree. Now I'm doing it lightly at first. And I'm trying not to go outside of the areas that have the leaves. So light at first, and you're even going to come down to like the sides here. All of this white where it has foliage, you're going to add some of this old olive on lightly. Okay, and now I want to get darker. I'm going to get much darker up here at the top. And I'm leaving some light area at the bottom of those leaves, because our sun is here and they're going to be lighting up those leaves at the bottom there. This is like a sunrise more than it is a sunset. So you see how I've left this all light here. And that darkness at the top kind of makes that center glow. And now I'm going to do that same at the bottom. I'm just going to add some of that darkness at the bottom, and I'm leaving light areas at the top for that foliage. There we go. So there's our foliage in. Now I want to add some white gel pen. So I have a Sigma white gel pen. So I'm going to go ahead and do some white gel pen dots. And I'm going to do the dots along where the sun would be hitting the leaves underneath here. And I'm just kind of doing it outside of some of these bunches of leaves. And I'm doing it quickly so I don't get symmetrical. And that really gives you that springtime whimsical look. I love that look. So I'm just adding these dots. You can add some in the darker areas, like little swoops of them, like how the leaves would grow in bunches. You're just doing like the edge. Like some right here. So just quickly do that. So there is our little dots on our tree for our leaves, a little sparkle. Okay, now I want a sentiment on here. And I decided to go with one of the go-to greetings sentiments. They have this great big, just a note, but you could use happy birthday. This font is just beautiful. Thinking of you, thank you. I'm going to use the just a note out of this set. This is one of those sets that you just have to have in your arsenal. I say that every time I use it, so if you haven't picked it up, you might want to. Here we go. And I'm using Memento Tuxedo Black for this. I'm all inked up. I'm just going to lean in here a little bit. And there is my just a note on there. Now my scene is all done. See how quickly that came together. You could crank a bunch of those out in no time flat. Okay, I'm going to turn my scrap paper over here. There we go. And then we're going to start putting our card together. Now I'm going to back our main panel up here with a Petal Pink panel. The Petal Pink panel is 3 7/8 by 5 1/8, so it's 1/8 larger than our main panel is. And it just gives it that little trim that we want. There we go. And now I'm going to get some mini glue dots out here. And I have this package of Baker's Twine. This is the Baker's Twine Essential Pack. I've already used one color completely. I'm going to use the white out of this. And I'm just going to get a piece of this Baker's Twine just a little longer than our panels are here, and I'm just going to take it across the top. I'm going to flip this over, and I'm just going to adhere the ends to the back of our card here using mini glue dots. Just make sure you press that into that glue dot well so it holds good. I like to pull it tight on this other side. Press it into that glue dot. There we have the front. And now I need another piece of that string or Baker's Twine. So this I'm going to tie a bow with. I'm going to just run it under that piece of Baker's Twine that we had. And I'm going to tie this in a bow, and I like to do this upside down so that my bow is facing the right direction when I'm finished. Kind of like tying your shoes. There we go. I always use a great big piece. I know it seems wasteful, but I have the hardest time trying to tie a bow with a little piece of string. I don't know about you all, but okay. Pull those ends down. Take that one under. You can just fuss with your little bow until you get it the way you like it. Just going to cut these ends off. And a little trick I like to use is I just take one of these mini glue dots and I kind of roll it up on the thing so it's just like a little line of adhesive. And I stick that where I want that bow to stay at. That way it's not shifting around on you. And now we're ready to assemble the rest of our card. Card base here that's 5.5 by 8.5, and I've folded it in half to create my quarter card. And on the outside, I'm going to take this and I'm going to put our main panel on using Stampin' Dimensionals here. I'm using up one of my sheets here that I hope you all used your outside edges. I just cut in between them. I've seen people throw these away and I'm just like aghast when I see it. There we go. Now we got plenty on. Okay, now I have the backs of my Stampin' Dimensionals off. And I'm going to just add this to my card front here. Get it lined up. I never press it down fully until I have it figure out that I have it on right. Oh, I could take it back off if I need to. And there's our card front. It's just so springy. Makes me happy. I have a Petal Pink panel here that's 3 7/8 by 5 1/8, just like the one on the front. And a white panel, basic white panel that is 3 3/4 by 5, just like the one on the front. These are just going to go on the inside of my card, just to finish it off and give the back of the card the same weight as I have on the front. I don't like a flimsy card, and if you don't add some panels in, you risk that. So now my card weighs the same on the back as it does on the front. It's nice and sturdy. So there's our card for today. I hope you enjoy this project and that you give it a try. It's a beautiful spring card. Thanks for joining me. Take care. Bye.